Alex Jones, award-winning documentary filmmaker, political researcher. His news websites, Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com, always at the forefront of exploding alternative media. Alex is recognized as many as the father of the 9/11 truth movement, and here he is. Snooping around somewhere, aren't you, Alex?
Yes, sir, George. Thanks for having me on. 2 years ago, I traveled to Canada. We also covered what happened in Istanbul, Turkey, the Bilderberg Group, the 125 most elite individuals in the world. They normally only meet every 4 years in North America, but they met 2 years ago in Ottawa, Canada, the capital. In 2002, they decided to go ahead and attack Iraq, and they met at the Westfields Marriott in Chantilly, Virginia, right outside D.C. The meeting starts tomorrow. And by the way, they tell us the hotel here is closed tomorrow. I am sitting in a room right now, the Westfields Marriott in Chantilly, Virginia, and we had security follow us to the bathroom, security follow us in the restaurant. There is security all over the place. There must be some Chinese dignitaries, I guess, with the Olympics coming up, because we've been followed by people that look like the Olympic torchbearer protectors. They've been in the building. As many as 5 different intelligence agencies we know normally protect it. Bilderberg 2008, we have found the location just last week, and I flew here today. We just got here, and it officially starts tomorrow. Really kicks off on Thursday, but we were already seeing just dozens of black limos and sedans and security people everywhere. And I have even been followed to the bathroom when I was in the restaurant. Guys in suits following me to the bathroom, asking us why we had cameras, and so we're being surveilled right now. I guess it's no secret now to tens of millions of coast-to-coast AM listeners. But the big issue here is talking to Bilderberg insiders like Jim Tucker, covering for 35 years, Daniel Estlund with a world best-selling book on the subject you've talked to. They say the fact that they normally meet every 5 years in North America, and the fact that they're making it 2 meetings within 2 years.
Yeah, they're speeding things up, Alex.
Things are heating up, exactly, and we believe that whether they're going to attack Iran or not in the next few months is going to be decided here in the next 3 days in Chantilly, Virginia, right outside the District of Columbia. And so we're here in Virginia, George, covering Bilderberg 2008. I am inside the belly of the beast right now with foreign and U.S. intelligence services crawling all over us.
I'm beginning to wonder if Mahmoud Ahmadinejad of Iran is on the payroll of the Illuminati, because this guy has been spouting, Alex, over the last couple days, more rhetoric, calling us Satan, saying that Israel will die soon. I mean, it's almost as if this guy's trying to push the giants into attacking Iran. What's this guy doing?
Absolutely. A lot of people who study the globalists and the Illuminati say that major factions of radical Islam, both on the Sunni and the Shiite side, Iran being Shiite, are under control of the globalists. And always, when things are de-escalating, Ahmadinejad comes out and says things that push you over the edge with all of this incendiary rhetoric. And I saw those comments the last couple of days. I agree with you that things are very, very deep here. And we always get leaks. We've been talking to the staff. We've been finding as much as we can. We're here, and we'll be covering this for the next, it's going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, then they leave Sunday. And we're going to be kicked out of the hotel tomorrow at noon, and we'll be covering it from outside the grounds. And we'll have our big telephoto lenses set up on a hill, like I did 2 years ago to videotape David Rockefeller, Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands, and many others. The inside info that we reported at PrisonPlanet.com about 2 months ago is that Barack Obama had been chosen as the guy they were going to push because the people were behind him. And as we know, Hillary has made this amazing statement about, well, she wouldn't drop out a week and a half ago in the Washington Post because he might be assassinated like Bobby Kennedy was. And I think that shows that there is an internal break between different camps of the New World Order. We don't know exactly how deep that break goes or exactly who the factions are. We're here from the outside, but we're here as your investigative journalist inside the site of Bilderberg 2008, covering and tracking, and guaranteed the next few days we will learn more vital fragments. It was 2 years ago on your show that I flew into Canada, was arrested, detained for 15 hours, interrogated. They said the Bilderberg conference was worried about me being here because I'd infiltrated Bohemian Grove. And then they were finally forced to release me because I was able to get a call out to the BBC and
I
the
remember
CBC,
that. Yeah.
and of course to you. So they certainly don't want us to be here. They don't want us to be reporting. But back in 2006, we reported that by the summer of 2008 that we would be paying more than $4 a gallon gas, and that by 2009 they wanted us to be paying $200 a barrel, and we're now well on our way to that. So in the next 3 days, here in a suburb of Washington, D.C., the global rulers will be deciding. There's no debate. These are the folks that started the European Union. They're the people that have set the course of the North American Union. They will be deciding whether they're going to attack Iran or not, which could lead to World War III. And every major economic analyst believes that oil prices will explode, gold prices will explode, the economy will be in serious trouble if they do attack Iran. But like you said, Ahmadinejad is throwing everything he can on the fire to try to precipitate this. The question is, why? And the larger picture, a lot of people believe that if the U.S. goes ahead and attacks Iran, that our economy will basically implode. Is that what the New World Order wants? Are they forcing the United States into a confrontation that will lead to our financial collapse? I mean, normally I have the answers to things. I don't. Things are so smoky, so foggy in this fog of war, George, that these are a very important next few days we're about to see.
You do. You sound concerned and baffled right now. Am I reading you right?
Yes, I'm baffled. I don't know what's going to happen, but that's because it's admitted that the elites are fighting. The elites don't know what to do. We are at a key period in history right now where things are very, very liquid, George.
Did you hear these comments by Vice President Dick Cheney about West Virginians? And he was talking about being from both sides of his family related, and he is just so out of touch, Alex, with America. And I think he probably could be the president's biggest problem over these last 8 years. Why the president's popularity has dropped so much? I wouldn't.
No, you're right, and that's because Bush has always deferred to him. This has been a Dick Cheney presidency.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was Dick Cheney who was the one who goaded the president into going into Iraq.
Oh, we know that. We know that Secretary O'Neill told us this. Scott McClellan has been saying this. I mean, and I'm not trying to, advocate Bush's responsibility. The point is that we know Dick Cheney, even on the day of 9/11, was in control of NORAD. We know Dick Cheney is the real president of this country, and it's scary that he's in control of the nuclear button and in control of our military forces, and he's making bizarre statements about West Virginians. And you're right. I mean, we have never been at a major crossroads like this. And, George, I'll tell you when I think I know what the cards are. Frankly, I'm more concerned than ever because, George, I don't know what the cards are. That's why I'm in Virginia. That's why I'm tracking the global elite, and I just appreciate you for having me on your show.
Well, lots of people are continuing to watch what you do, Alex. So, one, stay safe. Two, how are you going to get the information? You got some insiders there?
Well, first off, we're a lot safer because tens of millions of people are listening to one of the biggest talk shows in the country. And, George, thank you for the backup. Thank you for the support in the great spirit of the First Amendment. And, yes, we have inside sources. We have sources inside Bilderberg. We have sources inside the security agencies that protect them. And they're telling us that the elite is fighting with each other. They don't know what to do. You've got one group that wants the dollar to implode, the U.S. to go into a depression, another group that doesn't. In some cases, even within the executive, there are warring factions. The elite aren't in total control, and sometimes that's even scarier than having an elite, is the fact that they're not God. They're people just like us, and we are at one of those periods. I mean, I don't like Vladimir Lenin, but I do agree with his comment that there are times in history when more happens in a month than happens in 100 years. And I think everyone can feel instinctively and from the evidence intellectually that we are at one of those major flashpoints right now, George.
Well, Alex, you sit back. We're in this together. As I always say, it's going to be an interesting election. It's going to be an interesting couple months coming up to and leading to that election. And I just got to say we'll be doing this through 2012 and beyond, and we're just going to have to sit back and see what happens, Alex Jones.
George, thank you. If any big developments happen, I will call you and let you know as they unfold.
How long will you be out there?
I will be here until Sunday when they leave. So they're arriving tomorrow. They've already got their vanguard and their advanced people here. I mean, I walk out of this room 10 feet away from the door, and I'm followed by men in dark suits to the bathroom, to the bar, to the restaurant. And so I'll be here for the next 4 days, and thank you for watching my back, George.
Assuming you don't get arrested, why don't we count on some quick updates from you every night through at least Friday?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's Alex Jones out there watching our backside. And it took me a long time when I used to get emails from people saying, hey, you got to have this guy Alex Jones on. Let me tell you something. You research what Alex does. You look at what he does and where he goes for his information. Guy's pretty darn accurate. I'll be back in a moment with open lines on Coast to Coast AM. We'll give you the numbers in just a moment.